I'm online on both apps. There's the first one. Okay. So this is an actual ping. There's going to be some also that are going to be trip radar, right? So what do? I did a spreadsheet. I think, okay, I know in my city of LA, my base, this is a base trip, okay, at 5:21 p.m. My base fares in LA are 60 cents a mile and 21 cents a minute. All right. So we're not looking at these trip by trip saying this is a doable trip. This is not a doable trip. For me, obviously, this is not a doable trip. It's 37 minutes and close to 16 miles for $12. Not a chance on the planet I will do this trip. However, what I wanted to find out is if I took the 28 minutes and multiplied it times 21 cents a minute, which is the time part of the calculation, and took 11.39 miles and multiplied it times 60 cents a mile, which is my rate before UFD, before upfront pricing, I would come up with a number.
11.39 or 13.39?
13.39.
Okay.
Okay. So I took 13.39 times 60 cents plus 28 minutes times 21 cents. Okay. Added them up. Now, before I added them up, what I did was this 1266 people includes the 55-cent fuel surcharge. Okay. So first, what I did was I deduct, when I created my formula for the answer, is 1266 minus 55, whatever the trip is, because that's going to go away in a month or two. It's not going to be there. So to make true apples to apples or oranges to oranges comparison, right? I deducted 55. So this trip would have been 1211, right? After the fuel surcharge is gone. And I figured it all out, added it all up. Guess what this trip would have paid before UFD, Chris? It would have paid $13.91.
Do you have the percentage difference between the two?
Let's say $1.20, so about 10%.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to give you guys the dollar number. Here comes that's the first thing, right?
I'm going to lower that volume a little bit so people if people are in their thing right now,
they're in their car saying like, "Oh, I got a ping. They're in their living room. They go, "My phone is on."
So for those who are listening right now and not watching, hold on. Let me clarify. For those who are actually listening right now, again, this is a video that we're playing. So this is Sergio's screenshots over a few minute period. So if you're driving, just please pay attention and know
you're not getting a ping. This is my ping.
Lower
your volume. Lower the
video.
Okay, so Norma says something here. He goes, Serge, don't forget to add the base rate. Norma, in LA, we don't have a base. We have 60 cents a mile and 21 cents a minute on Uber X. These are all Uber X. Okay. In some cities there is base. I would have done that if there was a base, but in LA we don't have base. So these are my trips, my personal. So here's another trip. This is absolutely a no for me, right? So it's 63 minutes for $24, right? So exactly, I did on the first trip what I did. This is trip radar. This doesn't mean I'm going to get pinged with this, but I just wanted to figure out on all the trips that it was shown to me or pinged with, I just wanted to see the difference between pre-UFD and after UFD, okay? So pre-UFD, this trip would have paid me $27.05.
So that's $3 right there. $3.01.
11%.
Yep.
Okay.
Right,
so
move on.
Go to the next one. Now they ping me with that. They show me on Trip Radar and they ping me with it.
So yeah, you look at Trip Radar and pretty soon you're going to get pinged with it as well.
Yes, sir. You're going to get pinged with it for sure. So I'm live. I'm going. It's pretty active in the valley, actually, which I'm kind of surprised because there is not really too much dead time. So now I'm switching to my Lyft app. Well, one thing was going to be clear. After 6 minutes, I got only 2 Lyft pings and 22 Uber pings. There we go. Now, what I did on this one is Lyft rates before UFD or before upfront for Lyft were 80 cents a mile and 12 cents a minute without base. Okay. So on this one, I had a 3.5 surge attached to it. And there is no fuel surcharge from Lyft in LA any longer. So obviously I didn't deduct the 55 cents. What I did was I deducted the 350 bonus, which is the surge. And I ran the numbers. Guess what? This trip before upfront for Lyft would have paid me only $5.16. And after deducting 350, it comes to $5.96. So Lyft paid me about 80 cents more than before. which is about, on a $5 trip, 80 cents is about close to 15, 16%. So in Lyft's upfront case, maybe they are paying more, right? So that's that one. That's the first Lyft ping. So I'm just going to try to show you guys what percentage of the Uber pings I got paid more and what percentage of the Lyft pings I got paid more. Unfortunately, there were only 2 Lyft pings. But I'm going to try to do only Lyft next week. All right, so that's the ping, 15 seconds. I'm still in the zone, right? And now I'm sure I'll get an Uber ping. There it is. There's the trip radar. I switch to Uber. Boom. Now, on the looks of it, I still wouldn't do the first trip at $10.10. There is 3.7 miles away. Okay. And now, this is where Uber has adjusted the algo. It's a long pickup, 3.7 miles and 10 minutes. So after deducting the 55 cents, this would have paid me $9.55. Okay. I still wouldn't do the trip. Don't get me wrong. It's half hour for $9. No. But pre-UFD, this trip only would have paid $7.28. So this trip paid about $2 and change more because Uber algo adjusted for the long pickup. So this is something that I noticed that I was also on another trip. Beforehand in LA, they would not pay for a long pickup. Now the algo is figuring that out. So on this trip, I got paid $2.27 more than pre-UFD. Okay. But at the end, I ran a total, and I'm going to give you guys my numbers, and then please do not, yell at me because you may not like the results. Okay, so continue.
It's going.
Okay. So I scrolled up, and then the second trip radar trip is there. 4 people are watching this trip, right? So this is definitely, obviously, a no-go. 57 minutes for $22 or $21.93. And it's 26 miles. So I ran the tape on this one. Pre-UFD, this trip would have paid me $23.65. So far, only 1 paid more and 3 have paid less. And on Uber, yes. $23.45. And after 55 cents, it would be $21.38. So this is about close to $2.50 less. Here's the next one. Minimum fare. 3.6 miles away, 2.64 miles for the trip. This trip would have paid me before 50. This also has the 55 cents in there. Without the 55 cents is $3.49. Uber's minimum fare in LA is $3.27. So I would have gotten paid on this about 22 more cents. However, it's a no-go because they didn't adjust. See, on the previous trip for 3.7 and 10-minute pickup, they adjusted upwards. On this one, they didn't give you any long pickup adjustment. Who would do this trip? 20 minutes of your life for $4. Seriously, people, who would do it? Okay, let's not go. Yeah. So
everybody's checking their phones right now.
Checking their phones. My phone is on. Well, there comes Lyft. So we forgot about that 404. Here's the Lyft trip. This is basically the same exact trip, length and duration-wise. The other one was 4.5 miles and 13 minutes. This is 4.4 miles and 13 minutes. After deducting, Lyft would have paid me, guess what, Chris? $5.08 pre-UFD, okay? And now they're going to pay me $5.75 after I take out the surge. Oddly enough, I'm giving you the heads up now, only 2 of the Uber trips out of 20-some I would have done, and both of these Lyft trips I would have done. Okay? I would have done the 925 and the 950. Both of them I would have done. So far, 2 Lyft trips, both paid more on short trips, which what Lyft said they will, and it's true to the word.
This is a good little breakdown, though, of everything. It just shows you some are actually higher, and it's the whole rate rebalancing. Yeah. But again, what's that little point? What's that little teeter point where it's like, okay, you're getting paid a little more.
Yeah.
And then when are you getting paid less?
Yep. So on this trip, I'm just going to go through the numbers. After the fuel surcharge, it would have paid me $7.69. Pre-UFD, it would pay me $8.75. So I'm getting about $1.07 less on this trip. On the bottom one, this is the trip that I would do today without any thought or hesitation. Okay. Now look at the difference here, Chris. This trip pre-UFD would have only paid me $21.47. This is $31. This is $10 more dollars. Pre-UFD, this would have paid me only $21.47, taking the 22.83 miles times 60 cents, plus the 37 minutes at 21 cents. This would have only paid me $21.47, but under these conditions, it paid me $31.31. $10 more dollars. That's a big difference, right?
Yep.
This is a trip, by the way. I have breaking news for you people. This is a trip, either it's an Uber X priority, and they're really ripping into the passenger on this one, and the algo is deciding to share the wealth with you. They're probably charging $60 to this trip, and the algo goes, let me give him like half of the money. I would definitely do this trip. 48 minutes, $31 all day long, right? Mm-hmm. And the algo paid $10 more for this trip. 10, that's a lot. That's 50% more, right?
Yeah.
And cha-ching, that was on Trip Radar. So if you're not fast enough to click on that,
bye-bye.
yeah, okay, they ping me with this garbage first. Before, okay, so I'm going to give you guys what it was pre-UFD, 875 pre-UFD. So this is 769 after the 55 cents. So this is also less, okay? And that's that ping.
People are checking their phones again. Oh my God.
Yeah, especially if you're in your car. No, Gambit, it's not random. We're going to get to the bottom of that in a minute. Mostly it's less. It's not random. So I have one on the Trip Radar. I'm letting it go, whatever it is. And boom, they ping me with that trip. Remember that trip that paid $10 more than before? 31. I would jump all over this trip, right? Well, and it's taking me to
there's a reason why.
Huh?
There's a reason why.
Yeah, it's $10 more. But now you have that 10-second threshold.
The reason why, and that's because of the extra destination there.
No, that shows up on mine because I'm platinum. I have an extra destination as a platinum driver.
You should. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this trip I would definitely do. Plus, it's taking me to Glendale, which is a busy area in LA. So I would get another trip right away there. So there you go. That's 10 more bucks.
I forgot. For some reason, I was thinking multi-stop, but you're right.
No, that ping comes with a different black box in the middle. So yeah, no, it's not that one. So that trip I would have done. So next one is going to show up any second now. Yeah, okay. This trip 10 miles away. Now, but you have to understand something. In the old days, where there was no long pickup, this trip is paying $937, right? In the old days, you would have gotten $327 for this trip because it's a minimum fare trip, because it's only 2.5 miles and 9 minutes after driving 10 miles. So Uber Algo is definitely adjusting upwards for long pickups. Definitely is. Okay, here comes another beauty. Definitely a no-go in my book, right? 67 minutes and 30 miles for $25. Pre-UFD, and you guys are going to have fun with this trip. This trip is going to get shuffled so many times until they ping me with it. You guys are going to laugh. This trip pre-UFD would have paid $28.87. Now it's $25.21, so $3.50 less. This trip pre-UFD, which disappeared. Now here you can watch this. See that $25.72 on the bottom, Chris?
Yep.
That's the same trip. They keep shuffling it, putting on Trip Radar. Nobody's taking it. So this trip is, again, the same trip with the 10 miles away. See, they keep shuffling these same trips because nobody's taking those trips, right? And ultimately, they ping me with it. There you go. They showed that 1966 on Trip Radar like 4 times, and then they ping me with it. That 1966 trip would have paid $21.49 before. So again, less. So literally pretty much 80% or less. There comes another 10 miles. It's the same trip. You notice that? Same 25.72 trips. See, nobody's taking the trip. They keep popping on Trip Radar. And then they ping me with this thing, which I probably would do this. Just if I was on a quest or something, just knock it out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, nice short ride.
Yeah, short pickup, short ride, no big deal, right?
And again, this one would have been higher too.
Yeah, so 327 pre UFD, 348 now. So about 21 more cents.
Yep. And again, that's after the 55 cents.
Yes, after the 55 cents. So once this is done, now look at that 572 trip. They're going to keep shuffling that, and they're shopping this thing around, which nobody's going to touch, and keep running it. Watch that 2572 trip pop up again, or 20. There it is, still there. Nobody's touching it, right? Still there. They go, well, if it's still here, let's just ping Serge with it, maybe.
Oh, don't worry. It'll come in. Oh, there it is again. There it is again, radar.
That poor passenger is waiting, and that's the same 3085. See, nobody's picking these things up, right?
And that was an Uber priority trip too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So this one, 1238. I don't think I did include this one. Hold on a second. 1238. That would have paid 1348 before.
Okay.
Less so again. Less
this
again.
One's down too.
Yeah, less again.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
$12.38.
Definitely not happening.
A little shy of that $35 active hour or $36
a little shy. That's what I was going to say. You know what? Good thing you brought that up. Even if I took all these trips, right? How am I going to make $35 an active hour?
Oh, here it is.
There's our old buddy. They pinged me with it finally. Finally, they pinged me with it. They couldn't shop it to anybody. I go, screw Serge. Let's just stick it with him. No, thank you.
That's been sitting in there before it got pinged. That was sitting in there for at least a minute and a half. Yeah. Going through when you're looking at the full video too. It was about a minute and a half.
You know what this proves, right? They're not adjusting upwards trying to shop this trip around. You know what I'm saying? They just keep showing it at the same price.
But we have seen screenshots where that has happened.
That's true.
So we have seen it in, I believe it was Orlando. Somebody sent those screenshots in where it was like 50 something cents more or something, or 90 cents more. I can't remember. We're going on a week now, so.
Jonathan says, how's the Uber acceptance rate there, Serge? It's pretty bad. It's like 8%, I think now. Okay, here's another garbage one, right? I'm going like, bro, come on. So this trip pre-UFD would be 1572. Everything is less. Everything is $1 or $2 less. Remember our 2 billion trips, 10 cents at a time kind of a thing, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
The Uber math? How about $2 at a time, buddy?
Yeah, but it also comes down to how much are they charging customers for that same exact ride? Has that gone down? Because I know it hasn't.
No, there's not a chance.
So now we shouldn't be saying is Uber nickel and diming drivers. Is Uber $5 drivers?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and then so every trip is less. This trip, pre-UFD, would have cost. Actually, on this one they paid more. This is the second one. Pre-UFD, this would have cost $367, and now it's $431. So you got paid about 70 more cents. But all those $2 that you're getting paid less, how many of these you have to do for it to be neutral, right? Revenue neutral. You know what I'm saying? Not going to catch up. So if it wasn't for that one single trip that paid you 10 more bucks, right? It wouldn't be revenue neutral. This is the next trip that I would jump on in a heartbeat. Okay, I would definitely do this trip. This trip, here comes another beauty. This
Did
trip,
you need that?
Are you ready? No, I was Trip Radar, but I did it. You know what that trip would have paid pre-UFD? $21.56. That showed up at $34.91. So there were two gifts in there. Yeah, that one right there.
Which one?
The $34.91.
Okay.
That would have been $21.56 pre-UFD. Yep. 13 more dollars. So there were two. See, now this is another thing. Jeff, are you here, Jeff? This is why you cherry pick, Jeff. In those 6 minutes, I had two occasions to make 10 more bucks than before, and I would have jumped on both of these. Okay. One trip, 35 bucks. Let's say it's an hour. I'm happy with that. The rest, no thank you. Garbage. Look at this one on the bottom. Look at this. I mean, how does this make sense, right? The one on the bottom is 85 minutes and 39, close to 40 miles, and pays less than the one up top, which is 10 less miles and close to half the time, right? That's because Uber charged that passenger $70 or $68 or $65, and the algo says, Yeah, let's share the wealth with Serge, $34.91. So there were 2 trips that I would have taken on, and both were very doable trips. So it pays to cherry pick. Sit there and wait until you get what you want.
Yeah.
If this doesn't prove you have to cherry pick, I don't know what proves you have to cherry pick.
Yeah, but the only other thing too is, you know how they say with rate rebalancing, you get paid a little bit more on short trips, you get paid less on long trips. That would be a longer trip, being 22 miles for the total duration of the trip. So you're still getting paid. What did you say? $13 more on this one?
Yeah.
How much more on this one?
$14 almost. This would have been $21.56.
Okay, so there you go. So $14 more. So like, where's the rhyme and the reason when it comes to this specifically? Because you would have think that it would be a few dollars less compared to the old way versus the new way.
Yeah. So actually what they said was short to medium trips are going to get paid more. Complete bullshit. They all got paid $1 to $2 less.
Yeah.
And then the long one got paid more. I'm going like, do you guys even know what kind of algo you guys are running there? I don't even know what's going on. So these 2 trips I would have definitely done.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.